About ready?
Yeah.
Need a minute? You okay?
Let me get my shit sorted.
Yeah,
Let me get my life in order.
You literally did just walk in. How you feeling?
Oh, this cold's kicking my ass.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a 4-hour episode too.
I know.
Welcome to the Preacher Podcast, brought to you by the Baltic Effect and Trentendo. My name is Trent. This is Nate.
Hey.
I was like, that intro sounded too short, but I said everything.
I think you got it all.
No, I didn't. This week we're doing a twofer. Took last week off, and now we're covering, what is it, puzzle pieces and...
puzzle pieces and
little, my secret...
Dirty, I'll keep you my dirty little secret.
God, fuck that song.
Yeah. Yeah, that song's bad.
But yeah, so we'll talk about both episodes.
That's the official stance.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like, it's objective that it's bad.
Who wants to know? No one wants to know.
Well, before we get too into it, do we have any questions?
Nope.
No questions for 2 episodes?
Nope.
Thank God. You don't have any ready?
Nope.
I guess we should say...
I only watched these once a piece.
Watched them, yesterday
I only
or
had
the
a
day
chance
before
to
that?
watch each one once.
I had to do a quick skim through today, so it was a lot of like scrubbing forward and just like watching it and be like, okay, I remember this happened, the key things. So sorry that we're not super prepared.
Yeah.
Nate was at Gen Con, the 50th anniversary Gen Con special event. He picked up the con crud, so he's nice.
I got
and
the
sick.
con crud. I got the sickness.
2 of the he's not down with it either.
No, I'm not.
2 of the 3 people that went. So another friend of yours also got sick.
Yeah.
Jen got sick, and then but Derek somehow got away with not.
Yeah,
being sick.
apparently not.
That piece of shit.
Yeah, well, piece of shit. But
screw you,
I've
Derek.
been home the past 2 days.
That's
for
crazy,
work.
man.
Yeah,
that sucks. I know today probably didn't feel great, like getting up.
Yesterday was I didn't get to I didn't work at all. Mm-hmm. You know, I woke up, fired off an email. Hey, I'm sick. Went back to bed.
Yeah.
Till like 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it great?
Then last night, because I slept so much during the day, I was up late last night.
Right.
Then I woke up this morning and I was feeling better, so I did a full day of work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I did a full day of work from home today. Mm-hmm. But this is really interesting to the viewer, huh?
Well,
so then I did a full day, and I had a bunch of conference calls, and so everyone got to hear my stupid voice, my
your heavy breathing
into the thing, you know,
your anticipatory breathing.
Yeah.
I will say, isn't it nice to be in a place in your life where if you need to call into work, you can email it in?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's so nice.
Oh my God. Like if you really don't feel good and you don't want to call,
yeah,
you know, you could you send the email, and then if you need to get some rest, go right back to sleep.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. It's pretty nice. But anyway, well, hey, send in your questions for next week. Some people thought this was the finale. It's not. There's 3 more episodes. I kept saying that I thought it was the last one, or that it could have been the last one. You getting the cat? Oh, she sounds happy about it. Yeah, there it is. I had thought that it was the last episode. I said it could be because Wikipedia had only put up the 10 episodes, like their names and everything when they're coming out. And normally they'll at least put up like spaces for more episodes if more are coming, even if they don't know the name, and because they said on there it was renewed for 13 episodes. They just updated it like within the last week or 2. So it does have it, like I don't remember what the next one's called, but one of them's called like Down on Your Knees or something. The last episode's called End of the Road. I don't know what the next one's called. But anyway,
here at the end of the road, and I can't let go. Excuse me.
I was wondering if you had something on deck for On Your Knees. I'm sure Nickelback
Get
is
down on your knees and give me your love someday.
Oh, that's right, Julia Shumway. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, so these episodes, I'm gonna kind of like mash a few things in together and talk about like the overall arc and kind of like as if it's one episode.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good plan.
I'll be honest
agree.
With you, these 2 episodes didn't like wild me that much.
This one was better than the last one. Well,
you think so?
The thing is, I really wish I would have seen them both again.
Had a time for another rewatch. It's pretty hard. I'll try and recap
Mm-hmm.
everything, and anything we forgot, you guys email us about, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, no. I mean, I think the biggest thing that I want to be over with is all the stuff going on. And I say this like every time, we're done with the tulip shit.
Yeah. Last night we were watching the episode and we were like, oh, good, there's more feelings.
More feelings, yeah.
We made up a song, we sang it together.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was. I know Stella started yawning when I said something about feelings.
Oh, yeah, Stella was yawning.
Yeah, Stella likes to watch with us, too.
Mm-hmm.
But no, okay, so she's either one of the toughest people ever or she has like serious emotional problems. And I don't want to like disparage anybody that has like actual PTSD. I don't want to try and trivialize someone.
We think that you're weak if you have PTSD.
Not what I was saying at all. Not the views or opinions of anybody at all.
Not even Stella.
He didn't even mean that. But no, they
come on, put it back on.
That's a real put what back on. That's a real person that has PTSD. We're talking about a fictional character. Yeah. Maybe people that actually have PTSD are liking that they can see that there is somebody that is so tough.
Put what back on?
And you're still talking about it.
It's funny to me.
So maybe it's not, yeah, because we have like a little viewing party where people come over and watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And right now, I'd rather talk
about... geez, Rick.
I'd way rather talk about Rick and Morty right now. But which says something about Preacher this past couple of weeks. But no. What's going on in Rick and Morty right now? Not to spoil too much, but Jerry and Beth are divorced. And Jerry is just like he's already really neurotic. And so I was like, this is going to make it even worse. And now the kids are dealing with like a divorce. Mm-hmm. And it's like, there's so much room for dysfunctional family stuff, like broken home type things. And that stuff is so funny if it's done right. Yeah. And like, I grew up in divorce. It's hilarious how dysfunctional it is. It's so funny. That's the only way you can look at it. It really, really is. And so I like seeing that on the show. But those shows are less than 30 minutes long. There's things happening every second. With this one, we see this character who's a fantastic character, amazing actress, and is set up to do some really cool, awesome things. It's not doing those cool, awesome things. So I'm sorry if maybe somebody out there is really enjoying that aspect of it, then I'm glad.
Write in.
Yeah, write in and let us know your side of it. But also, good. I'm glad that someone's getting something out of it. For me, though, it's not set up for her to sit there and do that. So the biggest progression with that is a lot of her talking to the Grail member, Mrs. Kettleman.
Yeah.
I can't ever remember her name on the show.
Laura?
Sure. She's been talking with her. She knew she had a gun because she made up the fake story. And now she actually got called out on the fake story. But then Booberry actually came in. That's going to be his name. Yeah. I think his name's like A.J. Hooker in the show.
Is it?
Something like that. It's like I accidentally saw his character name. I don't think it's ever said. But
because but he was acting like Rodney.
Right, he's pretending to be Rodney. Mm-hmm. Gets the that was awesome. That was great. She busts the.
Oh man!
Because it's not Rock Hero. It's not Guitar Hero. It's not
Rocket.
Rocket is what it's called.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a big part of. I think both episodes they play the game in it. That's one of the games that Cassidy got for Dennis. Mm-hmm. So there's that going forward. We've got Jessie using the voice on her because she's kind of freaking out. She actually misses a whole battle that happens because of it. She was sleeping in the cart when the goblins came out, and so she didn't get any XP.
No.
So that happens. She shoots somebody because she's suspicious of them. She's coming apart at the seams. It kind of seemed like maybe things were coming a little bit back together by, the very last episode. But honestly, I could just see them dragging that on because they don't have anything for her to do, which is really unfortunate. I'd like to see her confront them more. And now, where it ended with her, is her finding the guns. So maybe she was getting better, but then all of a sudden, here are the guns and the saber of the Saint of Killers.
And she's gonna break up with Jessie.
Or maybe this is the thing that like pushed her over the edge. But you notice with Cassidy, one of the things with their dynamic, like Cassidy was like trying to say something to be supportive, and Jessie goes, "It's okay, shut up, we got it." And okay. I don't know. I heard like a crunch noise.
She's rubbing her face on stuff.
But with her, I'd mentioned before that there's like a romance budding between her and Cassidy. Do you still think that's
not a thing? I don't buy it, but I read something online today that was also trying to push that too. So trying to make that triangle happen.
Well, they haven't talked about it in a while. I haven't either because the show hasn't focused on it. But there is these little things.
how Laura or whatever her fucking name is, Kettleman was saying like, oh, he's cute, like trying to, bring.
She talked about how she likes some skinny, all elbows and pelvises or whatever she said. Adam's apples and elbows.
Yeah.
So that's how I like them too. Speaking of liking guys, I guess we can kind of like jump forward to a little bit of Hair Star.
Yeah.
Like that's the. It was kind of nice that he's sitting there saying that he wants to have a rape fantasy, and I didn't even question that that's something he wants. Of course, you're a sick, disgusting guy. Of course, you want that. And then what shows up is 3 very, very tough looking dudes, and he's already backed himself into a situation where no means yes.
Yeah.
And then he pays to get raped, and is just as indifferent about it as literally anything else. Like he doesn't show any emotion. Just like, all right, well, it's just another day. And that's when it brings him back to Jesse. But I want to jump back just a little bit before you hit up on Jesse.
Jump back.
But and stop me if there's anything in here.
Oh no,
you
please.
jump in
You I'm gonna let you take the lead on this.
Okay, thanks. But jumping back to Cassidy a little bit, so now at least the Dennis thing has moved forward. It's not another episode of Dennis is sick and we need to do something about it.
Yeah, dude.
He did something about it. To me, that's probably one of the most interesting things that happened. The thing I'm more interested in. Maybe other people are interested in some of the bigger stuff in it, but to me, I was glad that happened. That something happened. And so I don't know. He bit him. You were championing for him to bite him. You wanted him to bite him. So now that he's become this monster, I don't know. I have a feeling that. Well, number one, I have a feeling that that's weird to have a orgy with your son.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
That's weird.
Yeah. Oh,
it's not just you. It's weird.
All right. Thought maybe I had some weird hang-ups. But
I mean, like I would say it probably stops at your dad buying your first prostitute.
That I'm already a little uncomfortable with.
But on top of that, being there.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Get out. Even though there's situations a little different, it's still kind of whatever. It's Cassidy. You know how he is. But at this point, now Dennis is becoming a bit of a monster. My thinking is that Cassidy's going to end up putting him down.
You think?
Well, I mean, it doesn't look like he's like listening and doing what he's doing. Granted, I'm sure Cassidy had a long time before he understood what he was doing.
Well, Cassidy's still a wild man.
He is, but he's also not like just randomly biting people.
Yeah.
He doesn't provoke stuff. He's pretty mellow, Unprovoked, Cassidy's not going to mess with you, but he's going to have a good time with you.
But yeah, like last season, Cassidy was a liability all the time.
It's very true. That's a good point. He did really, really wise up like in one season a little faster. So maybe they could do something very quickly with Dennis, and so maybe that's where they leave it off. Because eventually they got to leave Louisiana.
I think vampires are just... It's just no good, man.
Nate, you're taking a strong stance on vampires.
Strong stance on vampires.
Even good-looking ones that are bony.
Even good-looking bony ones that are weirdly hairless.
Sometimes people just don't have chest hairs.
Dude, he was so weirdly hairless. His entire torso was weirdly hairless.
I got friends built like him they don't have any hair.
So weird.
Seems kind of nice, actually.
Weird.
I don't really... If it's not on my noggin, I don't really want to have hair there.
I have strong opinions on this, apparently. It's weird.
Like hair, hate vampires. So Cassie's just... You writing them out in your book.
Yep. I mean, I like his accent.
Yeah, his accent's cool. Yeah. I like him a lot as a character. And what's interesting is I remember him being very different in a few senses when it comes to the comic, the way I think about Cassidy. And I just don't remember him as being... as upstanding as he is. Not to say that he's wholly an upstanding guy. He's still got his flaws. But we root for Cassidy a little more, right?
Yeah.
I feel like in the comic, I don't remember rooting for him as much. So I definitely like this. Anytime you make me like a character more, good on you. But I think, all right, we've got some movement with Dennis.
Yep.
Let's move it on. We got don't pad out 3 more fucking episodes.
Yeah.
Let's move it forward a little bit.
Think they're going to find God this season?
No.
Okay.
But, the comic does go past finding God. So I will tell you that. So that way, if it were to come up in a subsequent season, I don't think it is this one. But if it does, they could still go on and go further. They could also go way different. They've taken a lot of things very differently out of the comic. Like, you should have seen what Guitar Hero was in the comic.
Yeah?
So, yeah, from the 90s.
Oh.
It was on N64. You just had, like, it was a ukulele hero is what it was.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not
This
funny.
is all true.
Yeah.
This is all true.
So... kind of going back to Jesse. Let's talk about him. The preacher of preacher. with him, he's again playing fast and loose, and he's just kind of like ignoring things until he just can't ignore them.
He's not responsible.
No, he's a real big piece of shit. You know, one of the biggest things that happened, in puzzle pieces was the nighttime battle, like with all the men in white show up. Yeah. So that was awesome. That was totally one of the coolest things I've seen all season, because I assume they were using those neck microphones.
Yeah.
And that's why you couldn't hear all the stuff going on in the room. You just hear them talk.
Yeah.
Like a gunshot just sound like dunk. And so then you've got Cassidy just coming out of nowhere. I love that they opened the door and Cassidy was just kind of standing in the hallway like, what's going on? Oh, shit. And he runs that. And then even Preacher, like, beats the shit out of one of them. And then Dennis ends up taking him down. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun and really, really cool. I know we can't have that every episode. But, before that, he used the voice on Tulip. He used the voice on, like, 20, 30 people, like all the cops afterwards.
Yeah, this is why it bugged me when Cassidy was like, can't you use the voice on Dennis to help him? And he's like, I don't think that's appropriate or whatever.
And so now you see...
That's not what it's for. I'm like, come on. You're a selfish piece of shit.
There's a lot of those sideways looks from Cassidy because of that. I'm glad that you said that, because at first, I'll be honest with you, I at first didn't want him to do it. I also didn't want Cassidy to bite him.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of consequences that can come from this stuff.
Can you imagine ever being able to be in the sun again? Oh, you're Irish. I'm
already not able to go in the sun. Actually, I mean, as much as I'm not a big outdoorsy person, I wouldn't want that. I don't want to live forever. Mm-hmm. I don't. I just don't. There's going to be... everything's a cycle.
Who wants to live forever? Isn't that like Queen?
Yeah.
Who wants
it's like them.
to live forever?
Very
something
similar
like
to them.
Something.
Yeah, it's the Highlander song, I think.
Yeah.
But no, I personally don't think that they should. I think that messes with the natural order of things. Then you got to sit here and go through life like there's going to be more wars. There's going to be more big problems. There's going to be another recession. There's going to be a bunch of shit you're going to have to live through if you live forever. You know what I mean? Like right now in the time that we live,
life is long.
Yeah, life is already pretty long, and I feel like I'm really fortunate that I live in the time that I live now. I know that there are a lot of problems, but I look back to where things were, and I can definitely see a huge progression. And I know that right now it seems like the best time to live.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to take the chance. It's like a gamble. It's like the stock market, man.
I think the only selling point for me would be being able to be in optimum health for longer. Mm-hmm. I imagine vampires don't have bad knees late in life, you know?
No. It'll heal all that shit up.
Yeah. Can you imagine not having your back hurt when you go on a long, long walk?
Oh, very much.
Can you imagine that? Yeah, that'd be great. Can you imagine...
But this is what's
being able to bite people's blood.
You can do that now.
Oh, right.
What's consistent with this show that is with a lot of other vampire stories is it's a thirst you can't control. Like you can learn to control it, but imagine you were always thirsty for something.
Sure.
I mean, I guess maybe you'd build up a tolerance for it.
Well, yeah, it's like you gotta drink your blood every once in a while. Mm-hmm. You gotta jerk it off.
Well, it seems like Cassidy, as long as
it's like jerking it.
Well, it seems like Cassidy didn't have to.
He's got blood all the time in the fridge.
He has blood for every meal to heal up. Every time he's hurt, he drinks a bunch of blood. But we had periods of time when he wasn't needing blood when he was an anvil.
But he probably wanted it, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you got to live with that for eternity.
Oh.
And then the way that you
after all the humans have died. After everything living has died on Earth.
Just a bunch of zombies vampires walking around.
And you're sitting there.
And zombies.
It's the end of the world.
And we know it.
Yeah.
And you feel fine.
I feel fine. You know who doesn't? Leonard Bernstein. And also vampires.
It brought it back.
Yeah. So they're just going to be walking around. It's going to be way too hot because the ocean's going to be boiled off. They're going to be walking around getting all hot and sweaty. And they're thirsty for blood. Where's the blood? Where's no blood? There's no blood. They're walking around hell on earth.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it's like a lot of other I keep saying zombies. Good God. Like a lot of other vampire stories, they can just go without blood for a long time, and eventually they go into ostensibly a coma.
Okay.
And then they can be resurrected with blood later on.
Okay.
Almost like a sponge.
Resurrected in blood.
That's the way it is in Underworld and a few other stories. Because in Underworld, I know that they, which man, I miss liking Underworld. I really do. I loved Underworld when it first came out. I liked the second one, and then it went real bad.
Yeah.
But in the second one, they had a bunch of...
So you underhurled when you watched it?
I was trying to think of another pun to come back, and I couldn't think of anything.
Was it Wonderful World?
I'm glad you stepped on that landmine that I left out there. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for jumping on the grenade. But no. So what they had was these, like... That's got catnip in it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Instead of just having a bag that looks like really crappy weed on there. When we got tons of people coming in and out of here.
Yeah.
We'd had people coming here working on stuff, fixing things around the house.
Yeah, we got a big bag of catnip. Looked like just loose.
Yeah, it just looks like we got a bag of shitty weed and it's tore open and it was like spread out on the counter. And when you have something in your house and you see it every day, you eventually don't see it. Yeah, it becomes invisible. So I was like, we need to do something
like
about
that stupid staff I haven't taken down yet.
I know.
It's like leaning against cool as ice and it looks tacky.
I noticed it was there. That's what I used to try and get the did I use that for the bat? Yeah,
we used that for the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Vampire thing, I'm not going to get to finish. We'll go back to...
No, that's fine.
Okay. Good.
But anyways, vampires are bad and they want blood and we don't know... I guess we were talking about
Jesse and
stuff.
about the way that he didn't want to use the voice on Dennis.
Yeah.
And Cassidy ended up doing that just to do something. I mean, I don't think that either one
Dennis
of those
is letting you crash in his house and eat his food and watch his TV, fucking preacher. At least you can do is make him not die.
And that's why I hate to take his side on it. It's like anybody taking the side of some big awful person. Like because we talk about how stupid he is, but I also kind of understand that decision to not do it. If I had the ability of both of those things, I would probably do neither.
It's like the genie in Disney's Aladdin. Mm-hmm. Can't make someone fall in love with you. Mm-hmm. Can't kill anyone. Can't bring someone back from the dead.
See, I have a theory about that. The way that he phrases it, I think he can. He's just like...
He doesn't want to.
You don't want to see it as bad. Yeah. That's the way he says it in the cartoon.
Yeah, I think
he can. I think he did. I think he's like, you don't want to do it. Trust me.
No,
and I know normally the lesson that you're supposed to learn after you make the wish, this one I'll teach you beforehand.
This is beforehand.
Yeah. So, but talking about how Jesse's acting, he's playing fast and loose with the voice of God, but yet wouldn't do it for Dennis. And so I just feel like all of that's going to come to a head between the three of the main group, but they're so disjointed, like so disconnected right now that they need to pull it back in if we're going to get them back on some kind of a track. Because honestly, right now they're just kind of like flopping around, wandering around. I had a whole episode where
flopping around.
Yeah, they're literally landing around going. Like Jesse spent a whole episode in a fake Best Buy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't give a shit. Like at least in these we had him kicking a little bit of ass. Like he kicks the one Men in White's ass and he kicks Air Star's ass just a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then that leads us into the other big thing. They showed us not only Jesus
fucking,
but his 25th descendant.
Yeah.
Wow. So many.
So let's talk about. So should we talk about the Jesus fucking first?
Well, you know what? Honestly, that doesn't bother me as much as him being like, cool.
That was really annoying.
Yeah, they were really tryhard with
Christ
that.
having a man bun.
Yeah, well,
get out of my fucking face with that shit.
But like no one, I know this show is not exactly accurate, but I feel like if they're gonna make hell look like you can't just trip somebody, they'll make Jesus like a frat bro.
He's like, chill.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
he's worried about that girl's husband.
So like,
if Jesus did fuck your wife, do you think you're gonna do anything about it?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
And is this so? And presumably this happened right before he was
his
big
the big old
his big show.
Thing. Yeah, the big show. Because remember he was going off to pray.
Right in the garden or whatever.
I think this is in the, as you will recall, in the book of Matthew. Mm-hmm. No, okay, so he's going off to pray and stuff, and that's it's after the Last Supper, etc., etc.
Sure.
Et yep.
Yeah. So that happens, and then they talk about how his 25th descendant is
25th great grandson or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically been inbred the whole time. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how he was wholly inbred, because when the first descendant was born, he was the only, and then they presumably killed the mom.
Yeah. And
so that means that they
then
had to breed with somebody else.
Have to bring in another person.
So then, at a certain point, to get any kind of interbreeding, you have to either A, quit killing the mom, or B, they got to spit out a couple of kids.
Spit out a couple of kids and then make them fuck.
Yeah, so it's just funny that
it's just a mess.
It's actually also really,
damn it, Thaddeus, you piece of shit.
Like when you think about it, it's kind of funny because forever that's what people think. Like
that's what they think that you do to make it better.
They thought that like kingdoms and stuff were ran by inbred fucking leaders.
Yeah.
And then like dogs, we think that makes them better. All it does is give them a lot of fucking problems. We've ruined dogs.
Yeah,
like
we've ruined dogs.
So it makes perfect sense that we would have ruined Jesus.
Mm-hmm. We would have ruined Jesus.
Yeah, we would have turned him into Humperdew.
Humperdew.
I assumed that was going to be a question. What's the new Jesus' name?
So great.
And there's a thing with
him. They named him Humperdew, and you know what? You know his dad named him that. Humperdew.
Oh no, I didn't even think about that.
They just go back.
You're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
That's why they
literally. Oh. Plus, he's like drawing in his books, and they're like pictures of dogs.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's like a. Like,
I'm trying to think if that's a hint as to where God is.
I thought about that as well. Either that or he's like also dyslexic. You know that joke of the worshiping the dog.
Yeah.
Dyslexic. Well, that's a stupid joke.
Dyslexic agnostic isn't sure if there's a dog.
Yeah. Which that's not exactly how dyslexia works.
No.
Granted, the way that a gun jams doesn't work like that in this show. There's like a ton of things that doesn't work that way. I
don't actually know how dyslexia works, to be honest.
Like two letters will be like transposed, but normally it's ones that are like right next to each other.
Brennan showed me a website that jumbles words a little bit and makes them move. Because Brennan has mild dyslexia.
Oh, really?
And he was saying, he showed and said, this is what it's like. For a non-dyslexic person to try to read it.
Wow.
So it's like...
That's cool. I should look
the letters are kind of moving around.
Be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the dyslexic people out there.
Yeah. Working hard.
Thanks for not hardly working. Anyway, so that's where we are in this show. You know, we found out that none of the
I'm not violating his privacy. He's mentioned this on Facebook.
Okay. I don't care if you did or not.
Okay.
It's on you.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Other famous dyslexics of note from our podcasting lives.
Bill was dyslexic.
Bill.
Yeah. He was dyslexic, and he also had some issues with some colorblindness. It wasn't bad, but like it was interesting to hear people talk about it.
I like how you're talking about him in past tense. He was dyslexic.
He was talking about how he was dyslexic.
Yeah.
In past tense, he spoke of it. He also doesn't exist anymore.
No.
He left Earth. Thanks for reminding me he's on the moon now, Nate.
I'm sorry.
Good God. No. So he would talk about that. And it was cool hearing from people because these are terms that you hear as a kid and you're like, oh, that just means that they're not good at something or they have a problem with something that they can't help.
Yeah.
And so it was nice to like know somebody that does so they can talk about it and be like, oh, that's what it is. Interesting. So yeah, shout out to them. And I was going to say something else and I forgot it now. I was going to say all the big religious leaders have no idea where God is either.
Yeah.
And so now
the Pope was there.
I love that they both had an explanation. Oh no. The best part was when I feel like of the two episodes, the best part was when Airstar tells Jesse that he goes, the short story is we don't know where he is. That's also the long story. Because as soon as he said it, I looked at you and said, what could the long story be? What possibly could that be? But yeah, so we know what everybody wants to do. So let's go do it. So I'm asking you, show. 3 episodes, let's do it. 3 episodes, then we got to wait a whole nother year for you guys. Do it for us.
Do it for us, show.
Yeah, do it for us. I guess the only other thing I didn't talk about was Brad. I was so... Okay, so...
Which one's Brad?
So, Brad is the missile. It's the
drone.
Yeah, I like that he says that they're going to sit in Brad, and then we see a cop.
Yeah.
See some huge dude come. I'm like, that's Brad.
Yeah.
That must be Brad. And they handle him like, no, it's just some drunk guy. And then here comes BRAD, whatever it stood for. I thought that was kind of hilarious. But
that was good.
What you got on the episodes, man?
That was it.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I'm
a little underwhelmed, and that's why
I thought I was highly entertained.
Really?
Yeah, by the Humperdew, hilarious. That was so funny to me.
I was going to say that when they had that up angle, they were looking up at him and he was in
a shadow. It looked like the actor who played Christ.
to me it looked like him, but with a huge unibrow.
Oh.
And I was like, are they gonna make it so that like he's some guy, he's like normal, but he just happens to have a crazy unibrow? Because that's kind of funny when a character just has something. You're like, oh, you have that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like in Rick and Morty when he's got the mustache.
Oh yeah.
Let's just keep talking about Rick and Morty. But
I mean, you've already got a helmet, which is already kind of a mustache.
Do you have the expression here, hat on a hat? All right, what else you got on these two episodes?
Nothing.
Let's check out some emails. We got a couple of them.
Let's check email.
All right. Tell you what, I'll start with Bricktails. How about that?
Sounds good.
Bricktails writes us. The subject line is Preacher Finale. Sorry, Bricktails.
Woo!
Come back for a couple more. Oh, man, what's going on my phone?
Oh, it's loading. Do you want to read it off mine?
Hang on. Let's turn my Wi-Fi off. Go back. Load it again. Make everybody wait. And he says, hello, gentlemen and pretty kitty. Meow. Oh, she gone.
Oh, she's eating.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
She's eating treats.
It says, no preacher comments as I'm on a family trip and haven't even seen last week's episode yet. I have to say I've been less excited by this season in general and haven't been rushing to watch each week. Hopefully the last two episodes will turn that around. I hope they do too. Looking forward to listening to you after I watch them. Regardless, have a good episode, and I'll catch up when Walking Dead comes back. Heck yeah. But thanks, Bricktails. Have fun on your trip, man.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Let us know.
Yeah, where are you going?
Where are you right now? Can we come?
Can we come? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are you there yet? Trent's reaching across on my side of the seat.
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Trent's not touching me.
Dad, I'm not touching him.
Oh.
I had step siblings and they would do annoying things too, and so I was always the not touching you guy, like trying to get off on a loophole. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was that kind of a shitheaded kid. I was that asshole.
Shinogle. Mm-hmm. I'll keep you, my dirty little.
Please don't.
That song's in my head now.
It's so bad. Remember there was like a 2 or 3 week period where I had some god awful song stuck in my head. It was that one, the one about I'll marry you anyway. Marry that girl, marry her. And like anytime we were doing something, I couldn't not sing it.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
Why have to be so rude?
That's it.
At least the guitar solo sucks too. In that. Okay. Shinogle. Hola.
Hola.
I'm gonna warn y'all. These are some disjointed, unorganized bullet points this week, mostly because I don't remember a lot about the notes I took last week, so I'll be presenting them without context.
Okay.
Maybe y'all can infer what these mean, or maybe not. Mm-hmm. But hopefully it'll be mildly amusing one way or another.
There's a guy I work with that uses the word y'all, not from the South.
Yeah?
I like to make fun of him about it.
I think you should.
He like typed y'all into something. I go, y'all? What's that? I was like, what are you saying to me? And he was like, I don't know why I say that. I was like, yeah, I don't even say that. No, you're going to knock it all over.
I want to get us set up here.
Okay. I'm so nervous. Oh, the intercourse one. Oh, and the Portland, Oregon one. Nice. For those of you listening to the audio podcast, Nate's getting out some shot glasses. For those of you that are listening to the audio podcast, if you want to watch this, go to YouTube and do a search for Trentendo, or really just Google Trentendo. I'm the first thing that comes up is my channel. I'm sorry I don't have a URL. YouTube's a dick, and I don't have enough people subscribed because people hate me.
Subscribe, you pieces of shit.
But
I heart Intercourse PA.
That one's so great. And for those of you watching, if you just want the audio podcast, go to iTunes and search for Baltic or Preacher.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. So Shane's disjointed bullet points.
Dennis is feeling better. Toast frozen blood. This included a drawing of a piece of toast. Oh, his notes. He bit me. Is that guy gonna turn? Dennis is a vampire. Woo!
Woo!
L.A. first daughter.
Louisiana first daughter?
Louisiana first daughter.
Oh, the girl that he's on a date with, Air Star.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure all these out. So backing up a little bit. Yeah, Dennis Vampire, he bit me. Is that guy gonna turn? I wondered the same thing, but I also wondered the same thing about the hooker.
Yep.
I had said I wonder if Cassie's gonna go off and try and kill the hooker. Mm-hmm. So there's not like a but. What show was it that we watched where somebody turned somebody into a vampire and they went to a school and turned like everybody in the school into a vampire?
What was it? Was it American Horror Story?
It was American Horror Story.
Yeah?
It was Hotel.
Yeah.
Yes. Lady Gaga was a vampire. Okay.
Yeah, that was cool. All those kids.
Oh my god, yeah, and they just like went sick house in that
They
classroom.
just went sick house on that classroom.
Oh my god. Okay. So anyway, I don't remember what toast was. This was a drawing of a piece of toast.
I was supposed to be in Ulaanbaatar.
That I know what that is. I mean, Airstar said it.
Activate Brad.
Hope there's some Brad fans out there that say that now when they go to start drinking.
Yeah. No means yes in multiples. Do you like kittens?
We didn't talk about that. Do you
Yeah,
think
let's
that's like foreshadowing something, or do you think it's just them making fun of pop-ups?
What are we talking about?
So when they were using the computers, a pop-up would say, "Do you like kittens?" And they would hit no, and it keep popping up. Do you think that's like foreshadowing something, or do you think...
didn't think that.
I hope it does. I hope it's something.
I think it's just the cat videos that are always on everything.
Sure.
And I will always watch it.
Sure, but does anybody get pop-ups anymore?
I don't think so.
I don't think I've seen a pop-up in like 15 years.
You get an extra browser window popping up.
I'll get that. That'll happen.
Every time, like in Pornhub.
Or there's some sites that I frequent. They're not like Pornhub. They do something else. But all of a sudden it'll pop up and you'll get... there's a site that isn't anything unsavory I go to that does that. I don't remember what it is. But there are other unsavory sites you can go to, and you'll get it, and it's either like, click here to install this, and it's like really loud, or it could be play the dirtiest game on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's on sites that have nothing to do with porn.
Oh, okay.
But porn does it too.
Well, if I'm doing the porn, I turn the sound off on the computer anyway.
Well, that's why the other ones I hear. Their asinine comments and their voices just turn me right off. Well, if you have your...
Oh, hey, I'm a stupid person. I'm not... I'm a big douchebag. That's my impression of porn stars. Just keep your mouth shut and fuck for me.
I like porn stars. You got my support. But no, if you have your volume on, the pop-ups are crazy loud. And so you're like frantically trying to close it or whatever. It could be something very innocent, but sometimes it's like a siren noise. Anyway.
Your computer needs cleaning.
Yeah, it's bullshit like that. So I guess I do see pop-ups. They're just not little windows on top of stuff. It's a newer version. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Obama mask, crazy drunk cleaner got.
Not Brad had an Obama mask on. I missed that guy.
The missing puzzle piece was butt sex.
For him, yeah.
Do you like cats?
No.
Here's my possibly slightly more coherent thoughts on this week's episode. The email continues. Jesus Christ, it's Jesus Christ.
When your dad was visiting, it occurred to me how much I say Jesus a lot.
Yeah.
I say it a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
I need to work on that.
Well, it's whatever.
I also don't want to be like, saying the same word. You know what I mean? I like to change stuff up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, we were... My growing up, my family was... Don't... The Lord's name in vain thing.
Sure.
Don't do it.
Reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, you could talk... In the sense of... Lord's name in vain. So that commandment historically probably meant a different thing. Than what today's Christians take it to mean is don't say "oh God."
Yeah.
But it was previously like don't call down on curses on people or something.
And I talk. I don't want to get too much into religion, but I never mind talking about my problem with people that have a problem with swear words. And it's like I get not wanting somebody to say use Jesus and God like as an exclamation. There's like some reasons behind that. So
I had a friend whose mom didn't got mad if we said holy cow. Because only Jesus is holy.
We're supposed to, worship the holy cow.
Yeah.
But when it comes to swear words, they're not real words. They don't mean anything.
They mean things.
They didn't come from anywhere.
They came from places.
They're made up words.
So is every word.
They're just made up.
Every word is made up.
Yeah, but not in the same sense.
Okay.
I'm just saying there's a big fucking difference in fuck and Jesus. Except for this episode, that's how you bring it back to the email.
Fucking Jesus. Do you want to hang? We're about to play Twister. Oh, he said, I liked American Gods, multiple Jesus is better. Did I say that part?
No, you didn't. I think I did too.
Yeah. Dude,
Thus
I really
far.
don't like Hippie Christ.
Yeah, I don't care for it either.
Chill, bros. Huh.
Thus far into the season?
I mean, yes. Yeah, the historical Jesus was probably had hippie tendencies or like the equivalent.
But he didn't say words that weren't used back then.
Well, I'm thinking...
Well, I mean, if we're going to start
obviously,
talking
they're
about...
not going to... He spoke Aramaic.
They
all spoke Aramaic. So obviously...
He was also white.
Yeah, obviously. No, but I think... My thinking was they're approximating in today's idioms the idioms that...
Oh, okay.
That the... Jesus and the disciples would have used back then.
I thought it was just a pulpy show and they thought it'd be funny.
Could have been that too.
Could do.
But I thought they were just approximating idioms.
But thus far into the season, are you enjoying this more or less than American Gods first season?
Less.
Yeah, American Gods is pretty stellar.
Yeah.
Stella
Beans.
I will say that I like first season of Preacher better than American Gods, but then I like American Gods better than this season of Preacher.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more excited for a new season of American Gods than I am the very next episode of this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am.
All right.
Because I know you're always wondering.
I am always wondering, where does Trent value...
How does he rank things that you shouldn't compare to each other? You watch...
Man, this is a good beer. How does it compare to American Gods?
You remember Venture Brothers, Colonel Gentleman? It's Colonel Gentleman. He had his manservant, Ook Ook. No, Ook Ook was part of their team. But he goes, there's an episode where he's telling, I can't remember if it was Hank or Dean, to write down in one of his journals. And one of them is like full of lists. And it's like, Colonel Gentleman's list of female actresses that need a smack in the mouth. Colonel Gentleman's list of toys he wish he would have had when he was a kid. Like, it just cracks me up.
It's like one night couldn't sleep. I was in a hotel room, traveling for work, and I couldn't sleep. So I just woke up. Fuck it. And I came up with a list of 10 jacks, rated best to worst. Put them on my website, natebjork.com. So,
yeah, go check that website. It's really entertaining.
So I listed all the jacks. Just 10 jacks.
Wait, I remember. I feel like you sent me this before you posted it. I feel like there was some kind of a conversation.
Do you want me to read it? Well, and then we'll come
Let's
back.
do it. Okay.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do this. Finish this email.
Yeah.
And then we'll do it as the extra after the shit.
Yeah. If you stick around to the whole show, you'll hear his list of jacks.
Jacks
ranked.
Ranked.
That's a show that Rhett and Link, Good Mythical.
I was laying in bed. I was like, you know what? I like this jack better than that jack.
That's a show that Rhett and Link on Good Mythical Morning do. They call it Ranked, and they rank things like they ranked '90s fashion things like as the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But they
ranked. Making a list of things are good. It's fun.
It can be fun.
Yeah. Like Lee is...
When we're done, I got editing to do.
Oh, right.
You know me. I'm going to want more.
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to want to do shit.
Yeah.
Except for what Trent wants to do.
Which is not edit.
Which is fucking blast music, play stupid video games, or watch something I've seen 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Or want to, call people or something.
Yeah.
Got pretty good about the latter part. Anyway.
It doesn't make... Back to the email. It doesn't make sense to make Jesse go through a metal detector, presumably looking for weapons, when he has Genesis at his command.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things about that scene that doesn't make a lot of sense.
How
do metal detectors work? It must be magic.
Sexy Evil Knievel. I like making dating references.
That's good. I feel like everybody that knows the term Evil Knievel, though, but hey, whatevs. Yeah.
No cast. Don't throw incriminating photos on top of the trash where anyone can see them. At least push them down in there a little bit.
I don't remember that.
Oh, when Dennis was biting that girl in the photo booth.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
I get the thematic appropriateness of Dirty Little Secret, but why is that the only song they played on Band Hero? Maybe Tulip paid for it as DLC and is determined to get her money's worth?
Because she hasn't unlocked Thunder Horse yet.
Yeah. I was glad when Tulip caught on that she had never told Jenny about Texas. Mm-hmm. Then they undid it 5 minutes later. I like it when Tulip is smart.
I do too.
Humper-do like shiny. Next week on Preacher, probably more people making bad decisions and acting dumber than they should.
Yeah.
Till then, Shinogle. Thank you. If you want to be like these fellas, what should they do?
Send your email to balticeffect@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. If you want to send us some questions, which we would have asked at the beginning of the show had we had them, send them to Nate@NateBjork.com.
Yeah. Also, dick pics. No. No.
I was going to say, I know what I'm
Someone's
doing.
Someone's going to do it.
Here.
No.
Like a really crude one. I'm making a bad face so that maybe it makes a bad face.
Get it from the other angle so you're like putting your face in it.
Folks, don't send dick pics. That's been your PSA for the week. My name was Trent. Whoa.
Holy shit.
Jump back.
Yeah.
Nate is nice.
Trent is nice.
Stella's a pretty kitty.
We love you.
Almost ruined everything that we've worked hard to build. I'm going to talk like this until you have your website loaded and ready to read, because I am good at stretching, even though it doesn't seem like I am good at stretching. Do not try and finish my sentences.
Here's a list of 10 jacks from best to worst. You can look at these at NateBjork.com.
You're going 10 to 1, right?
1 to 10.
No, go worst to best. That's how you read a list. Do you
Yeah,
not
but
know
it's
Letterman?
I do, but it's funny because the people I put last are just...
Okay, if you think it's funnier
This
to
is
go...
the way I wrote it.
Okay.
From best to worst. 1, Jack Reacher.
Okay.
2, Jack Bauer.
I see what you're saying. First couple kind of boring. Okay. But they are.
3, Jack Black.
Okay.
4, Jack Ryan.
Okay.
5, Jackie Robinson.
Okay.
6, Jack Johnson.
Okay.
7, Jack Skellington.
Okay.
8, Jack White.
Okay.
9, Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
10, Jack from Lost.
That is well written.
Yeah.
You put Jack the Ripper above. And apparently above Jack Sparrow as well. Apparently Jack the Ripper as
See, it's
Jack
not the top 10 Jacks. It's just, here's a list of 10 Jacks from best to worst.